This should be enough blueberries to open a portal to the center of the world.
Chapa, chapa, chapa.
Hey, welcome to the Game Dungeon. There's been something of an incident at the Game Dungeon lately. What can I say? Sometimes the cages don't hold, so I'm having to fall back to a safer level here. So this is a game I have played, and it's pretty much a sure thing. The Legend of Kyrandia 2. Actually, I'm not sure of the title, since it varies on which box. I'd say the safe version is Fables and Fiends, The Legend of Kyrandia, Book 2, The Hand of Fate. And this is another instance where I don't know what was going on with the cover. Okay, this one is good. A bit of a spoiler, but it's accurate. And it follows Kyrandia 1 style. This is good. We are in for a fantasy adventure. This one. Assume you know nothing about the game and you saw this. Would you even know this is a game? Would you think this is office productivity software? Or a screensaver? A guided meditation program? Something like that? I would. And this one. Well, at least they're trying to indicate this is a game, but we just have some tarot cards, and spoiler, this one is not accurate. You don't get to talk to Satan in this game. Yeah, sorry, some of you may want to leave now. And there's no unicycle orgy either, so this is not representative. But we are returning to Kyrandia. Good. So on that note, this is going to be a summer vacation episode, since this game absolutely gives off that vibe. At least that's how I remember it. And a good one, too. The Hills Have Eyes also has a summer vacation vibe. And that one is not such a good time for them. I bet I'm not the only one with a bias against deserts. Well, I don't remember any deserts in this game. I think we're safe. Alright, let's go.
Kyrandia is disappearing.
Uh-oh.
Rock by rock, and tree by tree.
So it's sort of the plot of the never-ending story, but that's alright.
Kyrandia ceases to exist. The royal mystics are baffled. Every reference has been consulted. Even Marco and his new valet have been allowed into the conference.
Who's Marco? Is Marco a pimp?
Luckily, the Hand was experienced in these matters.
Well, that's handy.
And finally, a plan was approved that required a magic anchor stone to be retrieved from the center of the world.
Now, I'm no magic scientist, but those seem unrelated to me. See, if I thought there was trouble afoot at the center of the world related to an anchor stone, I would expect things to be floating away, not straight up disappearing.
Xanthia, youngest of the Kyrandian mystics, has been selected to retrieve the stone.
Well, I'd say we're in pretty good hands then. A bit of a refresher, the protagonist of Kyrandia 1, Brandon, was kind of a dope. Xanthia took him in after he got knocked out in the forest, and came across as maybe the smartest character in the game. Her or Calic. So she's getting ready to make a portal to the center of the world, but uh-oh, she's had a break-in.
Why would some thief steal my equipment? I can't even make potions. Now who would break my Christmas ornaments?
Someone who thought there might be drugs inside of them, Xanthia.
Why would someone do this?
This almost feels like I'm watching a kids show where the characters are learning what crime is. I mean, Xanthia doesn't even have a door, so there was a lot of trust going on here. Well, we find some flasks, blueberries. Yeah, not much. Well, time to walk to the center of the world, I guess.
I'd better change before I leave. Yuck, this won't do. Much better.
And it doesn't mean much to me, but I bet some women would really want Xanthia's wardrobe magic. Oh, and listen to that. Hell yeah, Kyrandia. And it's quickly confirmed Xanthia is still in a different league than Brandon. She's one of the royal mystics. Oh, hello. Boom. Yeah, at first I was wondering how she tied its tongue in a knot without looping the end through, but then I realized she could have just doubled it up and tied a simple knot that way. So she didn't even use magic, just some frog tongue elbow grease.
Swamp mud makes beautiful tiles.
Chateau du Swamp Ass. Yeah, even though I think having a door is still the way to go, I can believe she never had break-ins living in the middle of a swamp. Your casual burglar is not going to come here. This was probably targeted.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that would make me nervous too.
I really should clear this weed patch someday. It does keep the squirrels down, though.
Yeah, casual burglars are really not gonna come out here.
Hey!
And look! Your old spellbook from magic school got stashed in a tree stump, though it's missing a bunch of pages. Yeah, this is part of the HUD now, so you know we're gonna need every single spell in here.
That's twisted.
I approve this plant. Nothing wrong with a little Beetlejuice in our fantasy game. Or a fairy ferryman. Sure.
When does the barge leave? I have to get to Morning Mist.
We leave as soon as you pay your fare.
Hey, I've been robbed. I don't have any money right now.
You're the alchemist. Make some gold.
He's got you there, Xanthia. I can't say I blame him.
Well, did you make some gold?
I'll find some somewhere.
Good luck.
Can't I just ride for free?
Sorry, no exceptions.
Can't I just pay you when I get back?
Pay in advance, that's the rule.
Jeez, this is almost turning into an educational game.
Do you guys have any gold?
No.
I need some gold.
Sorry.
This is a little more real than I remembered. This isn't a good way to start our fantasy vacation. I feel like we could be heading down a dark path.
Hi, Xanthia. Wait until you see my new rope trick. I'm getting to be quite a good magician.
I'm sure the kids at your next birthday party will be very impressed.
Oh, Xanthia, you're just jealous because I have my new assistant to help me.
Yeah, Marco, that's great.
Did someone call for the hand?
Here he is. Hello, Mr. Hand. Are you enjoying your hike?
Xanthia's not digging this. Yeah, how is Marco part of the Royal Mystics if he's still learning parlor tricks? Xanthia even dissed him for that. The hand knows more than he does, and it's his servant. Is it his slave? Is he just calling it a valet to be polite? This is a weird dynamic.
Can we help?
Do you have any gold?
Nope. Sorry.
Then what good are you? Okay, a dead end. Well, I activate the Firefly Dance Tune puzzle. Marco's gone. Let's check out the cave.
Where do you think you're going?
Move over, cheese breath. I don't have time for this.
You're not getting past me, sister. Beat it, Blondie.
Move aside, mister. I'm in a hurry.
Not likely.
A lot of working class characters in this game.
You know, you're quite attractive when you're angry.
Yeah, we're not ready for this, Xanthia. I think you're gonna need mace. Although that begs the question of why do we even need to go in this rat cave, but more on that in a bit. Well, Kyrandia keeps disappearing. I even skipped over one earlier. This would definitely be making me nervous, but Xanthia's taking it well. Your neighbor is a frog. He's cool if you take some of this stuff, since he's a frog.
Can I have this flask?
Sure. There's flasks lying all over this country.
This is Flask Country.
Take it.
And Xanthia's tougher than Brandon, but just how tough? Has Kyrandia 2 gone soft? Let's find out.
I think the secret with quicksand is to run across it quickly.
I don't think that's the secret, actually. Though there was a flying shoe potion in the spellbook earlier. That doesn't look too fast. Respect the efficiency. So no, Kyrandia 2 has not gone soft. But how do we solve this puzzle? Boom, puzzle solved. Hey, let's play with this alligator. Oh, I missed it. Can you do it again? Oh, okay, I saw it that time. Well, we fill out more of the HUD by finding Xanthia's camping cauldron. I like the magic drops into reality thing. Magic. There are some sulfur springs, and now I'm stuck. Now, I think I know what I need to do. By process of elimination of available ingredients, it seems pretty clear I need to mix Swamp Snake Potion. I have almost everything, and it's to scare bears. So whatever it does, it'll probably work on Ratman. But I have two problems. First, what the hell is Windy Woof? Well, according to a walkthrough, that's another name for gnarly bark, the Beetlejuice root. Was that said anywhere? How was I supposed to know that? Just to make sure I'm not clueless, I tried using gnarly bark on every character in the game so far. No one calls it Windy Woof.
I only deal in gold, sweetie.
Okay, maybe I missed that, but look at this. Windy Woof, smell of eggs, onion, lizard tears, a toadstool, and hot water. I have all of that. Nothing. The game says it's just water. What the hell? So I checked the walkthrough again, and I almost had it, but my problem was that toadstool. I mean, this sure looks like a toadstool. Nope, not good enough. I needed a toadstool. A toadstool.
A tiny stool.
It belonged to our buddy before he croaked.
Oh my god. I'm not sure if I've seen this before. These are enforced puns. You will get the joke, or you're not leaving here. Now, I would almost be okay with that, but then why give me the red herring then? The red herring that makes more sense. In fact, best I can tell, the mushrooms have no purpose other than to trip you out when you eat them.
Ew, I didn't like that.
That's probably just as well. And this all brings us back to why do we need to go into this cave in the first place? The rat guy wants you to leave. Is this a public cave or is it his cave? Well, it kind of doesn't matter because it's been established that we need gold. And we've been everywhere else except in this cave. So our current universe is defined as such. Everywhere we've been, no gold. Inside this cave, maybe gold. And ironically, that's the exact same logic most burglars use for break-ins. The general commons, not much valuable stuff to take. Somebody else's house, maybe valuable stuff to take. Seeing as how this game starts off with you being burglarized, it's interesting seeing this chain reaction here. Alright, let's see what this potion for bears does. You wanna mess with a Gorgon, rat boy? On to the cave! And cue the technically not Monkey Island music. Do the dentist puzzle, open the chest, and there it is!
Hey, an alchemist's magnet. Now I can change lead into gold. All I need now is lead.
Hey, nice anchor you have there. I bet it's made out of lead, right?
You can't have our anchor.
I do like this sequence where if you give them free bait, they immediately catch a fish, don't say anything, then row off.
You're welcome.
Oh look, Marco.
I've come to help you. Please, Anthea, let me help you.
This isn't a good look, Marco. Well, bye. Hey, look at that. Time to rob Peter to pay Paul. Yeah, that ought to cover my fare now. It's hard to say how heavy the anchor is since it looks big, but Xanthia picked it up. But if she turned that to gold, that's probably now worth $500,000, maybe over $1 million in today's dollars. And it looks like the ferryman is gone and his boat has been torched, of course.
I accidentally burned it down.
Now who does that dragon sound like?
Well, if you find the 4 letters I dropped,
Who does he sound like?
sure, I can't help you. It's gone. I don't get those letters. Nothing but code.
Moving on! Okay, so the dragon crashed and burned the boat for some reason while he was delivering the mail. So if you find the 4 letters he dropped, he'll give you a ride to the island you wanted to go to. I feel like the game is starting to milk these set pieces a bit much now, but they are gorgeous. Seriously, every screen in this game looks great, so I'll give it a pass. I am a little disappointed we didn't get to see the fairy's reaction to his boat getting torched, especially after being a hardliner against even extending credit to Xanthia. I mean, she has a permanent address and is part of the Royal Mystics. He could have literally sent the bill to the king. Or rather, he could have. I imagine he's not taking this well. Okay, found all the letters. Off we go.
You're too heavy.
Thanks. How about if I get rid of this anchor?
Sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen? Well, those fishermen are going to have a very good day if they bother looking at the bottom. Hard to say if they will. Swamp muck can be pretty thick. Well, it's unclear if the dragon was just incompetent or simply decided mid-flight he didn't like someone riding him. Either way, he drops you to your death in the middle of a field. Convenient haystack! And plot twist! From this point onward, you play the game naked. No, just kidding. She has wardrobe magic, remember? So now we're in the breadbasket of Kyrandia. We also lost all our inventory in the fall except for a letter we're supposed to deliver. Now, I actually consider this good game design because we were carrying a lot of crap prior to this. So this is a convenient way to reset things and let the player know they don't need to go full OCD and carry 20 items with them just in case they might need them later. In fact, a lot of stuff I picked up earlier I never even needed or was redundant.
Anything in here?
Well, we're trying to get into the city so we can book passage to the center of the world. I think. But the gate's closed.
You can't come in.
No pedestrians on Tuesdays.
I don't think today is Tuesday.
It's not.
No women without goats. No strangers in groups of 1 or 3. Sorry, no magicians without a note from a donkey. Nobody's going in today. We're full.
Full of beans, maybe. Open up.
Sorry, it's in the manual.
Yeah, so the guards are insane. That's a problem. Maybe they use lead for more than just boat anchors in Kyrandia. And this is not the last time we're going to talk about giving crazy people jobs on this show. We'll revisit this in another episode. But for now, it means we're not getting in. Meanwhile...
I am very disappointed in you. Look what I found in your room. This is Xanthia's stirring paddle. If you find any more of Xanthia's stolen equipment, return it immediately.
Bad hand! Bad! Well, we can't go in, but we can explore the countryside. We meet a friendly farmer who gives us some directions, so naturally we need to return the favor by creating as much chaos in his life as possible. He lets us take a few things out from under him, but draws the line when we start to raid his cellar.
Keep out of my cellar.
Not a problem. To solve that, we talk to a farm ghost that needs a body, so we take him in our flask and use it to possess a scarecrow. He's not very helpful, though. But he does get the farmer's attention. Boom, now we can raid his cellar and take all of his tools. See, this is all in service of making a sandwich potion, since we have most of the ingredients for that. And I have to say, I like how the irrigation system has an elephant head carved into it. Or how the grain mill is in the shape of a giant fist. This part doesn't have to be fantasy. I kind of want to see things like this everywhere. Bzz. So sabotaging and robbing a random nice farmer is pretty par for the course in adventure games. Though Xanthia is more justified than average. Since we're really operating in the ends justifying the means territory here. Kyrandia is disappearing. Nobody else is doing anything, so she has a license to do whatever she has to as I see it. Well, we make the sandwich potion, laid out as bait for the guards, and even though they're still insane, they do like to eat. Mission accomplished. Inside is a coastal town, which is as scenic as everything else in this game.
Hey, those aren't ships. They're just sticks in the mud.
There's your usual goofiness, like pirates doing slam poetry readings, a cephalopod hustler, and a mustard shipping fleet complete with yellow uniforms. Visually, everything is a feast. The fish-powered mustard ship, the giant fish jail. Uh-oh, the hand is watching. Yeah, there's something fishy going on here, since half of the population in town are in a trance and unresponsive. I like this creepiness mixed in with our seaside fantasy vacation here. And the cliff face leads to an ominous altar. Look at this. I love stuff like this. I can't even explain why. There's not even a path here. You have to swing across at... Whoa! That was a close one. Oh no! Oh, nice save. Oh no! Wow, I'm having trick-style flashbacks. Anyway, if you make it across, look at the ominous altar. I love this. If I was a billionaire, making ominous structures or sculptures in hard-to-reach places is exactly the sort of thing I would do. Oh, and just out of the blue, Xanthia decides to radio into the satyr from earlier. I didn't know that was an option. He says things are disappearing. Hurry up. Darm and Bryn's temple are gone. Remember Bryn's temple from the first game? Gone. Darm? You saw him in the intro. Dead. Yeah, nice talking to you. The coastal town is also where the gameplay starts to show its true colors. I would say it's typical for a 90s adventure game, which is to say it's kind of bad. Now there are puzzles that make sense, and I've made it a ways on those. But then there are multiple layers of 90s adventure game crap here too. Some puzzles aren't impossible, but they just seem unlikely you would figure them out. For example, at one point I need more gold. Guess you should have kept that anchor, huh, Xanthia? So in the poetry bar, one pirate gets his tooth punched out. Now if you try to take it, he won't let you, but if you turn it into lead first, he'll ignore it. Now that's not too bad, but then you need to turn it back into gold and triple your money by taking it to the cephalopod shell game. Now here's what feels like a stretch. You'll always lose this game unless you place the horseshoe that's turned up on the ground first. Simply carrying it is not enough. You need to drop it on the ground in order to win. Was somebody really going to guess that? But before you take the gold teeth to the mill to get them stamped into coins, you need to wake the people up who are in a trance with one of your potions. Now that takes some doing, but when you give it to them, nope.
That wasn't strong enough.
Your wake-up potion isn't strong enough. You have to take it to the altar to enchant it also. Now it works, and I can wake up the captain and the ticket master. But lo and behold, there's another red herring here. In addition to the other red herrings, like inventory you don't need or redundant items. Yeah, look at this. I can steal the sheep shears, shear the sheep, but I don't even need the wool nor the shears. Complete dead end. Well, if I wake up the sheriff, it's similar. I go inside and oh look, now Marco's in jail. He tells me I need to get the jail key from the water, but no I don't. I could just leave him here. I didn't even need to wake up the sheriff. So yeah, if you want to save Marco, you can do this, but why? Maybe some time in the slammer is just what he needs.
So, how do you like my help so far?
You're doing great, Marco. Keep it up. Anyway, I buy the ticket with my gold, get on the boat, head out, but now I'm on a timer. If I don't act fast enough, first they stop by the island full of cannibals for mustard delivery, and if I get off and explore the island, they eat me. That one I'm okay with. But if I wait, then I'm back on the boat and I have one last timer. Then bam, I'm back to where I started. And actually, this is still more merciful than Sierra games in that I did not screw myself permanently, only temporarily. The same goes if you ever screw up one of your potions. The ingredients will reappear, but it's a pain in the ass. You should save your game before doing anything big. No, what I needed to do was use the magnet to hijack the ship's autopilot, so I send the ship off course to the island I wanted to go to. See, it's there on the map. This map is awesome, by the way. I love animated maps. But yeah, they eventually realize what I've done, throw me overboard, and I lose all my inventory again. Good. Still, that's cryptic puzzles, multiple red herrings, tedious segments, the ability to set yourself back significantly, and what might be the worst, puzzles with a short timer in a point-and-click adventure game where you can take as much time as you want for absolutely everything else. This is not even close to as bad as it gets for adventure games. But honestly, I think the gameplay is a downgrade from Kyrandia 1. Kyrandia 1 mostly made sense and didn't have as many cheap tricks. Maybe that's why I think it's above average for gameplay. Kyrandia 2's is unfortunately average. But we're getting close to the core as now we've made it to Volcania. It's aptly named since it's all volcano all the time here. The most interesting thing here are the denizens. They're all salespeople. They're all offering to take you to the center of the core, they all come at a price, and they all want either seashells, starfish, or sand dollars as payment, which wash up on the shore. And best of all, they're all ruses, since if you pay off one of them, they suddenly change their tune as though that was just the cover charge and not the full package.
There is a charge of 4 seashells for our pamphlet describing the altar at the center of the world. Congratulations! A fine first step. Now, in order to actually register you for an anchor stone, there is a small fee of 4 sand dollars.
Congratulations! A fine first step. Now, in order to actually register you for an anchor stone, there is a small fee of 6 starfish.
I didn't hate myself enough to go down this rabbit hole all the way, but that's where the extra layer of irony comes in. These are all red herrings. You don't need any of them. All you need to do here is pick up 2 heavy rocks, then jump down one of the steam vents. Waha! I think that would burn you alive, actually. But hey, she's wearing a red dress. Magic. And this is a quality red herring, because this guy will give you a guidebook for 2 starfish. And look at that. It's bound in red leather, one of the ingredients for flying shoes. And yes, I can conjure up some flying shoes. And no, they're no help at all. This actually feels like how a normal person would be using them in this situation. Just kind of hovering around here. And it's not a perfect analogy, but I'd be lying if I said this part didn't remind me of cryptocurrency a little bit. Because they're all just salespeople making up their own currency here. Their own competing currencies. I think there's something like 20,000 different cryptocurrencies now. But better yet, gold coins seem to be the standard currency of the kingdom outside of Volcania. But Xanthia has demonstrated she can turn lead into gold easily. Now Xanthia doesn't seem to care about money in general, but what if she did? What if she went around converting every piece of metal she found into gold? She might have the power to destabilize the Kyrandian economy. If that happened, then who knows? Maybe trading in sand dollars might make more sense. It's an interesting dynamic here. Down to the core. Wah! Yeah, this sure looks lethal, though I guess her dress broke her fall again. I mean, maybe the dress and the steam blowing up broke her fall enough, but I don't know. I know it's a fantasy game, but I tend to be pretty sensitive as to whether I think a fall will kill you or not. Remember, this one did. Anyway, we're in the core now, so Xanthia goes Hawaiian. The core is about what you'd expect. A bunch of lava, crystals, and neon dinosaurs. It's pretty par for the course. But we finally make it to the anchor stone. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, that's Jessica. You met her on the surface. She's here to get an anchor stone to cure a rain of frogs at her land. I'm really starting to doubt if this anchor stone is what we need. I do like her victory slide.
Hey, watch it! Bimbo.
Come on and try. I think you're chicken.
Xanthia!
Aren't you in jail?
Thank goodness I found you. The real problem has nothing to do with these foolish anchor stones. Whoa!
Marco.
Ta-ta!
Oh,
Yeah, everybody's bailing on Xanthia.
time.
Well, her satyr says she needs to get to the wheels of fate up in the clouds. Well, let's walk on this volcanic vent and boom! Yeah, I'm pretty sure those G-forces would pancake Xanthia, but look at this! This is 100% what I want from fantasy games. Yes, floating forest! And the trees are freaking out. Sure, this is good. Let's put the high in our high fantasy.
Ouch.
And it's another pun. The trees won't move because they're petrified in fear. So they're a petrified forest. I'm sorry, everyone. Well, it's usual adventure game stuff. We make a snowman potion so we can unleash it on the floating suit of armor to escort it off the premises, but that demoralizes it.
That does it. I'm going to go work somewhere I'm appreciated.
And time for the great foot race in the clouds with the clothed Michelangelo's David and fantasy trees. I love all of this. In fact, this is giving me some vibes from Toe Jam and Earl, where the whole game is just walking around a bunch of floating islands with weird stuff going on. This is a good setting, people. I'm fine with more games getting on board this train.
Is that foot some sort of livestock? I don't believe I'll eat any milk products here, thank you.
Well, we turn the statue to gold. Why not?
What does this box have to do with that statue?
That's a good question, Xanthia. And while it's not quite apples to apples, I checked. Michelangelo's David weighs 12,478 pounds. So from gold value alone, that would come to a little under 400 million in today's dollars. This is what I was talking about. If Xanthia keeps doing this, Kyrandia's economy is going to shift. Now, if you get involved with the foot race, you actually get some big plot points. But I actually thought it was more fun when I didn't know what was going on. Not everything needs an explanation. I'm 100% on board with the vibe here as it is.
Yes, it is that which is.
Exactly.
A magic drum. A Frank Club Packy special.
Uh-oh, breaking the fourth wall with that drum. Yeah, I guess I'll talk about the soundtrack quick. I'd say overall, I think it's actually a little weaker than Kyrandia 1. That game had winner after winner for the music. In Kyrandia 2, there's a few tracks I like a lot, but most of them are just okay. There is more variety though, although there kind of needed to be for a game like this. And speaking of variety, we need to go even higher. The squirrel is on break, so we use a magic rock to keep the lift going, and believe it or not, I'm sparing you from an additional pun in this game. I am not without mercy. Damn, this is gorgeous. Meanwhile, the plot thickens.
You'll pay for this. I'll teach you to toy with my trust.
You know, I'm not big into drama and relationship problems, but whatever's going on here, I'm on board. This is my kind of relationship drama, right here.
Marco. I hope he's okay.
We can only hope. And the hand stopped the bird-themed ski lift. What will we do? Okay, that's kind of badass.
It's too cold up here for this outfit.
Say hi to the locals.
What a beautiful child you have.
Neither one of us talks to strangers, thank you.
What a drooler.
Gameplay-wise, we're now deep into adventure game territory of throwing random things against the wall and seeing what sticks. So we have to turn some cannonballs into gold so we can distract the lady to steal candy from her baby to disguise herself as a Yeti in order to get kidnapped by a real Yeti to take us back to his bachelor pad. We change out of the Yeti costume, but that doesn't discourage him at all. He won't let us leave. That is until the hunters come looking for him, so we make them look like Yeti. He takes them into his love den, and we don't see what happens next, but that's okay because we need to fix the wheels of fate. So we are now at the peaks of the floating islands above the world, but we need to go even higher.
Uh-oh, the rainbow machine looks broken.
Yeah, this puzzle. Okay, what's happening here is you may have noticed when I made different potions earlier, they would turn different colors. Well, now I need to do that all over again, and they're giving me every ingredient in the game, and plenty more. When you hit these switches, it changes the inventory available. So I think that's 72 items I need to sift through here. So I have to flip through my spellbook and make all of these potions to dump into these containers. Okay, skipping ahead here. I decided to get creative because when Marco said hi to us back at the core, he dropped the spellbook page we added in. So I figured since I now have the ingredients, why not mix that? Let's see what it does. Well, it gives me a color shifting potion, which I can't use on the machine, but that gave me a whistle? Blow the whistle. Uh-oh, that's confetti. There was a rule against confetti.
Absolutely no confetti allowed?
See? What now?
Hey, what happened to the rainbow machine?
Oh my god, it erased all the progress I made. Okay, let's do this again. This one took me a while. Also, maybe there's a reference I missed, but one of these potions, the indigo one, is not in the book, and I'm not sure it's mentioned anywhere in the game.
As I remember, this is one of the ingredients for an indigo potion.
Yeah, but how was I supposed to know what to combine that with without a walkthrough? I mean, yeah, you could say purple and blue make indigo, but literally every other potion has at least 3 ingredients, and none of them work on color. I don't know, maybe I missed it, but if not, damn. Okay, we did it! Rainbow Road time! Oh no, it's the hand! She kicks it, but that just causes her to slip and fall. Damn, that's a long way down, Xanthia. Okay, it ignores us. I would have thought a rainbow road of light would be more slippery, but it looks like it has some grip.
That's it. I've had it. You don't know who you're messing with. Watch out, Mr. Hand. Now I'm mad.
Well, I don't think your wardrobe change will intimidate it, but it sets the spirit of things. And look at this shot. Magnificent. The box cover delivers. For an upbeat fantasy game, this is exactly where I wanted it to take me. There's nothing to improve here. The Wheels of Fate! Yes, let's do it!
Feed the wheel.
And here's the problem. The Fate machine for Kyrandia is missing a gear, so everything's come to a halt. We need to replace the gear. We have to head over to the headroom for that. And it's an inverse Tower of Hanoi to solve. Man, I feel like I've played a lot of games with Tower of Hanoi thrust in there. Wait, that's not a gear, that's a stick. We have to do it twice. Alright, got the gear. Set it into place. Chunk. The Fate meter went back to green. But it's the hand. And Marco's alive. That's surprising. Oh no, it's charging us. Well, I lost, but I don't feel robbed of a death like that. That's one of the better ones I've seen. All right, try again. Dodge out of the way. Dodge again. Uh-oh. This is a worthy foe. Though again, I kind of feel like these time sequences and point-and-click adventure games are a little lame. Okay, dodge once. Dodge twice. Shove it. Marco steals a kiss? Then that's it. The hand is no more. No, excuse me, the glove is no more. I guess there was never really a hand. It was just one of those giant Mickey Mouse gloves.
At least Kyrandia is safe now.
Sure, but I shouldn't have had to do all this in the first place.
Very true.
Did I hear you say, thanks, Marco, for all your help?
What help?
Thanks, Marco, for all your help.
Please stop. You're making me blush.
Okay. I couldn't have done it without you. Happy now?
Come on, sweetheart. Let's go home. I've got 2 magic parachutes hidden outside.
Sweetheart.
And that's the end! Kyrandia is saved! We have a bunch of credits and there are several joke entries. My favorite is Joe Coogan's hairstylist. But let's back up a second. Did Marco actually help with anything? I think yes, even though he totally caused more harm. Though not directly and not intentionally. The hand, or really the glove, was the culprit in all of this. And Marco introduced it to the council, and it set us on a wild goose chase. That's why it trashed Xanthia's house, so she couldn't quickly get to the center of the earth, after directly tasking her with being the one to do that. That was all to buy time while Kyrandia kept disappearing in order to throw us off the scent, sending us in literally the opposite direction. But that's not really Marco's fault. I mean, look at him. That's more on the Royal Mystics themselves for not knowing better. Hell, even I thought this Anchor Stone thing was fishy. Oh, and I skipped over it, but the hand was doing this because it was evil. And I wasn't sure, but I think it was also upset about being a hand. A glove. Marco himself was 100% useless until we got to the core. Now, he did tell us it was the Wheels of Fate, but so did the Satyr. So I doubt he figured that out himself. It's likely the Royal Mystics finally figured that out and Marco was just relaying it. And he did open up a portal, which would have saved us a lot of time, but he stood there blocking it like those people who like to stop in doorways to stores while people are trying to get past. Also, that spellbook page he was returning was the one that screwed me on the rainbow machine and set me back. It contained no essential spells. It was another red herring. So he attempted to help, but was no actual help here. Now, he did bring magic parachutes. I guess that's how he didn't die earlier. But that's after we already saved Kyrandia. While that is a help, and Xanthia probably was stranded up in the Skylands, she also could have radioed into her satyr to send word she needed an escort back. So this wasn't essential. However, Marco did concretely help right here, where he roleplayed a human footstool to get the hand to trip backwards. Now, would the hand have flipped back over the railing anyway without him? Maybe, maybe not. So I think Xanthia is clearly just being polite and is deciding stoking his ego will make getting back home easier than spelling out how his only value in all this was as a human footstool. And the game ends with it being a bit ambiguous if they have a relationship now. Because maybe Xanthia is looking at him in a new light, or maybe she's just in shock Marco is coming on to her now and is trying to decide how best to turn him down. Personally, I'm leaning towards the latter, but either way, I don't think a relationship for them is in the cards. We don't really know what Xanthia's preferences are. And hey, some women like dumb men. But what's clear to me is Xanthia is very independent and has her own agenda even when she's not saving the world. So what she's not going to like is dumb men getting in her way, which is what Marco is all over. He wants to be the hero. Ironically, I think a better match for him would be Jessica. You know, the one Xanthia was calling a bimbo? I think Marco hooking up with a bimbo would be a much more stable relationship. I mean, assuming he wasn't actually a pimp. Awards! First award. Most chill high fantasy adventure where you still have to save the world. This game is a summer vacation. Xanthia takes everything that happens in stride, like this is just another day. She's casually saving the world. I wouldn't be as calm as her if I had almost fallen to my death 4 times in one day. And I wasn't even counting this one. Or this one. Maybe there's another game even more worthy of this title, but this is the top one I know of. Second award. Red Herring King. The sheer amount of crap you can pick up that has no use or is redundant, I think tops any other adventure game I've played. And that's without counting the Rainbow Room, where they shoveled it on to even greater heights. This is probably the best adventure game you can play if you're a kleptomaniac. There's always something to pick up. And what the hell, all-time favorite. Despite the game having average gameplay and the music not being quite as strong, I got a wide tour of Kyrandia, and it just got more and more imaginative. Maybe it's nostalgia, but this game really gave me a sense of wonder in a way a lot of other fantasy games don't. And it totally held up with me replaying it. I mean, that's what I want from my fantasy games. For them to be full of the fantastic. This makes me want to move to Kyrandia. It doesn't hurt that this is some peak pixel art quality throughout the game. I mean, I really like Kyrandia 1 also, and think it's the better rounded game. And if we're being real, Brandon has better deaths. But what can I say? The highs got even higher in 2. That's the episode. Hope you enjoyed the fantasy summer vacation. I'll let the Frogman take us out.
How many times do I have to tell you? You're a toad.
What? Hey, check out my flying shoes. Bet you wish you had some of these. Yeah.